How's it going, guys? Matt Deeks here with another video. Appreciate you guys dropping by. This is going to be my part 2 where we dive deeper into 5 advanced strategies to help you survive and dominate the battlefield in Siege mode in Space Marine 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, just go to my channel, go to my videos, and you'll see, just scroll down and you'll see top 5 S-tier Siege mode tips. Definitely check that out. That's part 1. You don't have to watch them back to back. Just some great tips in there that will definitely help you, okay? Today we're going over my top 5 additional tips to optimize your resources, stay alive, and get the most out of your squad in hard mode difficulty for Siege mode, okay? These tips will be geared towards hard mode. However, they translate very well into normal mode as well. So don't just hop off if you only play normal mode, because it's definitely for that as well, but it's definitely more optimized for hard mode or hard difficulty Siege mode. With that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy my videos overall, there's a lot of you guys that are not subscribed. Would love to have you guys join, you know, the Matt Deeks squad here. So definitely hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you enjoy the video, comment below if these tips have helped you, and let me know some of your tips that have helped you in your own gameplay. Would love to hear about it. With that being said, guys, let's jump into it. Alright guys, so tip number 1, points are meant to be spent. Now I know that seems pretty obvious, but one of the fastest ways to lose in hard mode is hoarding points. I've seen it happen. You know, we're on round 8, round 9, round 10. The swarm is overwhelming, and one player's sitting on over 1,000 points doing nothing. Your points are your lifeline. They buy med kits, NPC reinforcements like the Astartes reinforcements or the Acadian reinforcements, ammo, other critical tools. Guys, spending points wisely can stabilize your team during tough waves. Waiting too long or being stingy can leave your squad underpowered, making a wipe almost inevitable. Always think of your points as an investment in your team's survival. Now I know we want to, you know, it's like a gamble. You know, you want to hold them because you want to buy Voltus, right? But sometimes there are instances where you need to spend your credits, your points. Let's say you got a mortal wound. You know, you went down, you have a mortal wound now. Go buy a med kit. Go buy a stim pack or 2. Pop them, clear your mortal wound. That's a smart strategic purchase or use of your credits, okay guys? So things like that, if you don't have enough for Voltus on, you know, let's say level wave 15, but you see, you know, like your teammates tend, you or your teammates tend to go down on you know, critical waves. You don't have enough for Voltus, go buy some Astartes reinforcements. They're much cheaper, and they're very, very beneficial as well, especially the heavy. I also like the tactical one too. So, you know, don't just sit on it. They're meant to be spent. Obviously, don't go spending them on ridiculous things, but, you know, they are your lifeline, so use them correctly and don't be stingy with them. You never, you know, you might need them, and when you need them, use the points. All right guys, all right? With that being said, let's move on to tip 2. All right, tip number 2, always clear your mortal wound. Now this kind of, you know, intertwines with tip number 1. If you take a mortal wound and have the credits to clear it, do so immediately. Mortal wounds reduce your survivability, and going down again can take you out for the rest of the round, leaving your team shorthanded. Clear them during downtime between waves to enter the next fight fully operational. All right, so if you have the credits and you don't have the time in a wave, and you're thinking, you know, I can survive this wave, just got to get to the, you know, got to get to the intermission there, clear it. Don't wait. The Bulwark will not clear it with the banner. Unmatched Zeal does clear it, if I'm not mistaken, but you may not have a Vanguard on your team at all times. So, and you may not have the ability to take out an extremist or higher. So don't wait for it, because all it takes is a single shot from one of those cultist snipers and you're down. So just clear it, and you know, it's a use of credits strategically. Like I said in tip 1, it's a very, very strategic use of it, and I am all for it. So clear your mortal wounds if you have them. Super, super important to keeping you in the game. Tip number 3. Use the Bulwark banner strategically. When playing alongside a Bulwark with the contested health perk regen, stay close to their banner. Their banner provides a free full heal upon execution, alright? So this can be a deal breaker in decisive tough waves, alright? If you're a Bulwark, plan your banner use carefully. Keep at least one execution available before deploying it so you and a teammate can heal as needed. Timing is crucial. Use the banner when it can maximize its impact, especially during later rounds when enemy damage is higher and recovery opportunities are limited. Now, additional pro tip here, I use the Bulwark quite often, and you have to remember, guys, that extremist level or terminus level enemies, you have to place the banner down a little bit later. Placing it down too early in the execution animation, the player may miss that contested health regeneration to its fullest potential. So play with it. I don't have a specific timer, 2 seconds in, 1 second in, 3 seconds in, I don't have that specific information on hand, but just know that, let's say you're taking down a Terminator or a Hellbrute, place that banner down maybe like 1 or 2 seconds into the execution, especially with those terminus level enemies. Place it down a little bit later so you get the full contested health regeneration before it starts to fade a bit. If you place it down before or right at execution, it's going to take a little bit, or the player, whether it's you or your teammate, will get a little bit less of a contested health regen because of how long the execution animation takes. So just keep that in mind if you are new to the Bulwark class. If you aren't new, you'll know about this. Trust me, you'll know. Whether you found out yourself or you heard it from an angry teammate. So just keep that in mind, all right, guys? Moving on to tip number 4. Consider Heavy Astartes over Vultus. All right, so Vultus the Dreadnought. While Vultus is powerful, 3 Heavy Astartes reinforcements are often more efficient, or I wouldn't say more, but as equal, if not just slightly less of an efficient choice than the Dreadnought. They're cheaper to deploy, deliver continuous fire, and are highly durable. With 3 on the field, you create a mobile firing line that suppresses enemies and draws aggro, allowing your squad to maneuver more safely. This also frees up credits for heals, ammo, and other reinforcements since they're cheaper, giving you more tactical flexibility than investing all resources into a single unit like the Dreadnought, alright? I know it's great to use Vultus, I love Vultus, and he is needed in certain situations. Let's say you're on hard difficulty, you're heading into like wave 20, 25, that's where I think like Vultus will really benefit you, unless you're just running a god squad and you got tactical running, secured stockpile, you got that Bulwark just healing you, getting that contested health upon banner, and you have either Unmatched Zeal Vanguard, or you have the 50% regeneration for your class ability for heavy, and you're just running just a god squad, then maybe you can still run the 3 Heavy Astartes and save some credits. But if you're at those extreme higher levels, yes, the Dreadnoughts, I would think the Dreadnoughts needed. However, if you're like level 10 hard difficulty, level 15, you could definitely you could definitely do it with 3 heavies, or even like 2 heavies and a tactical Astartes reinforcement. So if you're stuck, if you're low on credits, and or one of your teammates or 2 of your teammates are not contributing to Vultus, go for those heavy reinforcements, heavy Astartes reinforcements, and trust me, they are almost just as good as Vultus. All right, I can't say better, but definitely you will feel their presence and you will feel the difference with them on your side. Moving on to the last tip, guys. Tip number 5, don't steal executions. Now, executions are a critical resource in hard mode. Really, they're a critical resource in anything, in operations. They're critical in normal difficulty, hard difficulty, siege mode, they're critical for healing, armor recovery, equipment recharge if you have certain perks. If a teammate is lining up an execution, or they went bonkers on an enemy and then you go for that steal, it's just no bueno. It's just not something you do. All right, don't take that execution. Consider teammates with perks like Unmatched Zeal for Vanguard, which heals HP during executions, or classes with equipment or armor recharge perks, or even ammo recharge perks. Stealing the kill can deny these benefits and disrupt your team's flow. Always stay aware of your team's status and let executions happen when they're needed most. Proper use of this mechanic can be the difference between wiping or surviving the next wave. Obviously, if you need it, go for it, take it. But if one of your teammates just did a bunch of work on a Terminator, you see, I'm fighting this Terminator here, I've lost a lot of health, a lot of armor, a lot of ammo on this son of a gun, and someone just comes and takes my execution. It's kind of crummy, right? So, in these certain circumstances, this is where you got to be respectful. Leave that execution for the teammate unless otherwise specified by that teammate. Like, hey, bud, take that execution. I'm good. Things like that. But don't be an execution hog. Share it and be aware of other people's perks that they may need that execution for. So whether it's ammo regeneration, armor regeneration, health regeneration, whatever it is, just be aware. All right, guys? That wraps up part 2 of my top 5 siege mode tips for Space Marine 2. All right, guys? Remember, spend your points, manage mortal wounds, use banners strategically if you're a Bulwark or playing with one, choose reinforcements wisely, so potentially using Astartes reinforcements instead of a Vultus, Dreadnought, and respect executions. These practices will give your squad a serious advantage in later rounds, all right? If you haven't checked out part 1, go into my channel, check it out. It'll definitely provide some great tips as well. If you have found these tips helpful, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more advanced strategies. And let me know in the comments what works for your squad, if you found any of these helpful, or if there are any that I'm missing that have really helped you. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see your strategies in action. See you in part 3, guys, and may the Emperor guide you.